Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team, making the watch list video for Thursday, September 14th. Just going to start off with a couple things before I get into it. First of all, I hope you've been making sure that you watch all the alerts that I've been sending out with the watch list. It's something new I've been trying. Basically, I'm sending you guys the alerts that I'm setting up for myself to watch, and as you can see here, they're firing off. Some of them will be very small gains, some will be decent gains. Obviously, that's what day trading is all about. It's looking at support and resistance and scalping and not getting too greedy. But as you can see here from the watch list, you'll see out of my watch list, only 3 did not trigger, which means they went up. Some of them, again, more than others, but that's a really big deal. So make sure you look at the watch list and then look at the triggers, or the alerts that I have set up, and look why that I have them set up the way that I did. And keep doing this. It's a perfect way to practice and watch what's happening. Before I get into the alerts, just going to take a couple things and show you guys again. Make sure that you like our fan page and follow us on Facebook over here. We're the Bullish Bears. We have the Bullish Bears fan page, and then we have the group. We labeled our group Stock Market Community. So you can post your questions and stuff in the community, but make sure you like and follow our fan page over here because we post trade ideas, pre-market movers, and our updates over on our fan page. So if you haven't done it already, as you can see over here, by 9 o'clock every morning, we post the trade ideas, movers, and Benzinga morning news. Obviously, these are tools that we highly recommend getting when you can afford them. If you're on a budget, if you can't afford them, make sure you pick them up from us with our affiliate links and our promo codes so you can save some money. If you're on a budget, just use the list that we're posting right now until you can afford to get them. But again, we highly recommend picking up these tools when you can. They're 2 companies that we really trust in. So again, like and follow our fan page. Over on our website, make sure you subscribe to our email watch list so you can get the watch list by email with the alerts sent to you every night. You can subscribe right here, as well as join our trade room. We have a trade room with over 500 members in there now. You can come join us. It's free. It's at least $100 value a month, where you'd pay $100 elsewhere every month. And we're giving ours for free to our community. So make sure you come and join us, as well as if you need more training, we have a couple $1,000s worth of training courses. So we're all about delivering content and value. So make sure that you take advantage of all the content and value that we're offering to you. Again, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, and click the little alarm bell that you see here to be notified alerts when we post new videos. We have lots of content, and we're growing like crazy over on YouTube. So before I get into the watch list, let me take a look at some of the alerts that trigger today. This is very important. So when I'm making my watch list, you're going to see how I create these alerts, so you can just watch step by step how I do it and do it for yourself as well. But let's take a look at a few of these already. ARLZ. Actually, let's just start. Excuse me, at the top here. SNAK. Oh, that one I didn't have an alert set for because that was trade ideas. So let me just see how that one looked on the day here today. I'm not going to put that on the watch list. Let's see over here. BLDP, that was another one that wasn't on my watch list last night. But this is going to go on my watch list for tomorrow because, excuse me here. I'll get to that one in a moment. Held the ties, that's a really nice one. Let's go to ones that did trigger. AMRS, an alert when it was at or above 324. So AMRS, we'll go over to the chart, and as you can see, if you look right here, kind of consolidated, formed a little wedge pattern, and right when it broke 334, you could have rode this all the way up until right here, until it broke, if you wanted, till it broke the 13 EMA, and that would have been 34 to 60. That's a pretty decent move, but it went all the way up to 384. It just rode the 13 EMA. So that is one that was on the watch list that triggered. And let's see if I'm going to put that on the watch list for tomorrow too. Yeah, I might keep that on the watch list as well, just because it's holding its highs. So we'll keep those two on it. SND, I had that one at or above 641. And this one right here went all the way up to 669. So right when it broke 641, right here, first 5-minute candlestick, it rode all the way up. So you could have rode that up for, 641 to 69. That's a 28-cent gain. So that would have been a good one to ride up. I'm not going to keep that on the watch list. MNGA at or above 76 cents. This one just went up and then crashed back down. Again, not all the alerts are going to flourish, but obviously you got to watch. Do proper support and resistance. Watch and get your scalp if you have an opportunity. JASO at or above 820. We'll go over to the charts for JASO. And this one right here, yeah, fired off right over here. And this one all the way up to, from 820 all the way up to 844. You would have probably gotten rid of it right in the 840s. That's over a 20-cent move. So that's a nice scalp. I do want to put this on the watch list, but I'm going to have it for a different reason, for a potential short. This thing's just flying. So I'm going to keep it up there for right now. CRC at or above 825. You'll see with this one, kind of went up here. Well, actually, that was still a decent move. So it ended up at 854, but look at how messy that was. But it would have triggered 825, would have triggered right over first candlestick. And then you could have rode it from 830 up to, or 825 up to 849. That's a 25-cent move. So that's another great move. Let's see, ARLZ at or above 139. Take a look at the charts here. This one was a little bit later, and then it traded sideways, only a couple cent move. EYEG at or above 123. That one went in 123 up to 128, so it's a 5-cent move. BNED above 592. That went from 592 up to 599. That's a 7-cent move, came back down. So some of these you just got to watch, and if there's a nice play, get the quick scalp. Once it breaks, you see the alert forming. Once it breaks, sell at the top of the alert, get a scalp on it. Some of them you can ride, some of them you have to just get in and out. It's just all a matter of what happens with the market and people day trading. But that one went up 7 cents. And it's all about using money as leverage. So, if you have an account, if you bought, 1,000 shares with 7 cents, that's $70. If you bought 10,000 shares, that's, 700. So that's all we do as day traders, is just use our money as leverage for profit. QHC at or above, that one's active still. So let me see if I'm going to keep that on the watch list. Nope. TRMR, I had that one as a short. That was at or above 410. That one's still active, but I had one that was at or below 398, and this one went down to 380. I got trapped in this one earlier. I was shorting on this bear flag right here, and then I got trapped. See that? Beautiful bear flag. I thought this thing was going to drop, and then I got stopped out because it went right up, faked going back to the previous day's close, and then look, if I had waited a little bit longer, this thing went and then went all the way back down to 380. So I had the right move, bear flag. It was overextended, totally had that, and I missed out on an 18-cent. I think I shorted at 394. So that's a 14-cent move down. I was just too early. That's where patience is. You have to have a lot more patience with shorting because you're in the trade usually a lot longer than longing. But it's important to learn both ways to trade because the market doesn't always go up, and sometimes, a lot of times, these stocks have fake outs. Oh man, this one right here, I wanted to get on it, but it was a nasty spread. I saw this happening. I couldn't get in. The spread was just crazy on it. And I just, look at that. I saw that descending triangle forming right over here on the 5-minute. I knew it was happening. I just didn't like the spread, and look at that, smacked right back down. That's the beauty of shorting, because if you sit back and you waited till, say 11 o'clock right here, you're sitting back kind of chilling, waiting for things, the patterns to form. You can see that's a beautiful descending triangle right around previous day's close. Once it cracked at 864 all the way down to 720, that's a gigantic move downwards. And look at, no coincidence, it went down to the 13 EMA, bounced right off of it. So that's the beauty of shorting if you have the patience. So again, that's where you take these alerts, and there's several different ways you can play these alerts. These alerts, you can go for the quick scalp. Some of them you may be able to ride. You can take it and you can take the short side of it. So when it pops up and forms a pattern, you can find the top and short it down, or you can play it on just getting the quick scalp up. It's all a matter of your preference. And also on the watch list, I try to put ones on there, stocks that are overextended for possible shorts as well. So let's take a look here again. I'm going to change this over here to watch list for 9/14. That's tomorrow. Let me just make sure I'm going to keep these on here. BLDP. Yep. So perfect example with this one. Let's check the weekly on this. Man, it's at weekly, daily, weekly. I mean, this thing, who knows? This thing could keep running, but I love this thing for an ideally a short. I mean, this is going to be, I don't know. It's hard to play this because, first of all, you want to see it break 475 if it's going to continue to run, but where's it going to go? Like, it's so hard to play this because you don't really know when it's going to turn. Now, you can see this thing's just riding the 13 EMA. So if you get a chance, once it cracks the 13 EMA, then you can decide to get out. But just a big, long candlestick like this makes me nervous. I like to see it ideally short because a lot of times this thing will give back a lot of these potential gains and pull back. And it naturally wants to gravitate back to that 345 area. So this is one I would definitely watch. I would put, support. I'd look at $4. Then I would look right down over here, this 348 area. And, excuse me, watch this. So I would set an alert to see if this is going to break 475. So I'd put an alert maybe 473 at or above 473. But I also want to see if this thing falls below, let's say 472, which is today's close. I might put a at or below 471 to short, or 470, yeah, 1 to short. So if it breaks 475, you can ride this up using 475 as the new support level since it's resistance now. Or if it falls, below 472, you can short it using 475 as your stop. And then look down here. That's a long way for it to potentially fall. So I like the odds of this. Again, it could go up. I'd be careful around $5 if it goes up there. But watch, if this thing goes for a short, this one could be a really nice short on the way down. So that's where I'd be looking at BLDP. Again, it could still continue further because the market's getting closer to all-time highs. As you can see over here, S&P here It's bull flagging right now, right below 2,500. You got to assume that thing's going to probably break 2,500 soon, but who the heck knows? But it's a very bullish market. So AMRS, I like it. I'd like to see it break 384. It is riding a 13 EMA. I'd be careful. 384. I mean, it could run. I mean, I'd look at probably that 430 position. Look at maybe maybe right around right there for some support, right above the 50 SMA. So basically, you want to see it break 384. Put an alert around 382. I'd still be careful around $4. That'd make me nervous. I'd like to see it get above $4 ideally. But this one is still running, so I'd still put it on the watch list. JASO, this one right here, I'm going to cancel that alert. So this one, perfect example. This I like right here as a potential short. It's already looking like it might be, who knows? I keep thinking this. Look at this. After 3 green days, this thing should pull back. This has like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a lot. And on the weekly, I mean, it's coming up to some real major resistance. You'll see that's an inverse head and shoulder, basically a left shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. It's got to break above that neckline, but this thing could still break above that neckline. Don't be fooled. It could still definitely go up there. This is a beautiful pattern for a potential breakout, so this may be continuing. I'd love it ideally when this thing's short or for a short, but who the heck knows? At this point, it's still very bullish. I put an alert right around that 840. Put it around like 841. But if it falls below 838, so I'll put 836 at or below, that's a potential short. So if it goes above 844, I would look to take it long. I'd be careful over 850. I'd like to see it go over 850. But if it falls below today's close, this would be a nice short. And really, I mean, this could really give back a lot. It's going to want to naturally pull back down to these areas. So that's what I'm looking at with JSO. So I like that one. So I also have my list. This is what I do, guys, for my alerts and stuff. I take ones that I really like from the watch list, and I kind of put them over here. I might put up like 5 or 6 over here, and then the trade ideas ones in the morning, I'll put a few up here. So then I kind of just watch and let the patterns form, and then decide if I'm going to trade something. But you'll see I have my alerts set up, so when alert fires off or triggers, I can see it live by having this multi-screen set up with Thinkorswim. So I just basically have my alerts set up. You'll see the alerts come across the screen. I have my support and resistance, and just kind of watch the stocks, how they move based upon the patterns. Let me see, which one do I like? Yeah, so I really like BLDP and JSO for a volatile move one way or the other off of these two that were from this from today's watch list. So let's go over to the rest of the watch list and kind of go from here. NETE. I'd like to see it break above 71 cents. Don't really love this pattern. Although it could, it's been below $1 for a while. Market is bullish. So this one I would actually put on the watch list because it's been below $1 for a while. So I'd like to see it break above $1. But this thing could potentially run. So you want to see it break above 67 cents. If it breaks above 67, see if it's going to break above that 71. I would actually probably put it right above. I'd put it right at that 200 SMA. You can see it kind of pulled back from there. If it could break above that, I'd put an alert right around that 71 cents. If it breaks above that, this thing could run from 71 up to $1, potentially break through that. So this one might be moving. So NETE is one to potentially look at. Let me put, I'm just revising my watches over here. So I like it. I don't know if I like it as much as Jason. Again, it could go up. I tend to be a little bit more short biased, so that's just my preference. LMFA, don't like it. RTK, don't like it. Snack, don't like that doji candle. That was one from this morning on Trade Ideas. KONA, this was an inverse head and shoulders. You see left shoulders, head, right shoulders, neckline here, broke out. No coincidence. It went all the way up, touched $5, came right back down. I was looking at that one recently. But see, when you see patterns like this, like I'm doing more day trading and not swing trading. So what you could do is, when you see a pattern when you're looking at the watches, if you see me making one at night and I don't put it on the watch list for day trading the next day, you can set an alert and just kind of draw a line here. Put an alert, let's say around 686. Let it alert your phone, and then you could have rode this one up. Look at that. Big move up. You could have rode that thing up and then just kind of got a really nice scalp off it. You got to be careful, though. These ones get crazy. Look at this. All the way up and smack right back down. MBVX. I mean, it could go up towards $1. I don't like it. TTOO. Look at that. So this one, look at that. No coincidence. Whole and half dollar amounts pulled right back at $6.99, right? Right at that $7 level. So you can see this is basically an inverse head and shoulders. Left shoulders, head, right shoulder. You can see like this. There's a couple different necklines. There's one right here. It broke out of, and then one right above here. It broke out of it again. So this is one where you'd want to see it break above $7. $7 is a huge area that's got to break. If it can't break that $7 area, then you want to short it. And if you short it down, this could fall several areas. I would look here at 650. I'd look at $6 area. I mean, this could really fall. There's lots of areas that this could fall. Once it breaks out, this could fall all the way back to that 492 easily. So that's something to just absolutely really keep an eye on. And I like it as a potential short. It could go up, but you want to see it break above $7. So I'd set an alert maybe around 698. Or a close blood. But see that when it went up and it pulled back, it still could go, but I would set an alert 677 at or below for a potential short on that one. And that could be a nice move down. So TTOO. KNDI. Let's see what this one. It's another one. This one you want to see it break above 515 if it's going to go further. And if it goes, I mean, that could go up. If it breaks 515, then you want to look down in these areas right here. you know, right around this 450-ish area. So see if it breaks. Now it is over $5, so that's a big deal. It's a whole dollar amount. So I'd set an alert. See if it breaks 5.15. Give it a couple cent buffer. If not, watch it go, and you know, if it reverses, then watch support areas here. Might be a nice short. So KNDI. Put that on the watch list. BUR. Don't like it. AMRS. Let's see here. Did I still... Oh, okay, I still have that one on the watch list. Okay. ITEK. This might be going into the gap. Gap up right around 167. 168. Let's see here. So when I see it break 129, if it breaks 129, it can go up right into that gap at that 169 level. It might be potentially crossing. That's a bullish sign. So you want to see it break that 129 area. If it can break there, watch, see if it goes up to fill that gap. 129 to 170, that's a decent move. So I'll put an alert right around this one. And I'll put it at 127. So if it breaks above that, watch it go, see if it goes up into the gap. Things get kind of crazy when it's in the gap, but this is kind of bullish. This 13 crossing that 50 almost. That's definitely one to potentially watch. So ITEK. LBIX, don't like it. NSPR, don't like it. TENX, nope. BVX, what is that? BVXV, nope. EGAN, nope. TA, possibly. Let's see here. I think this is one of those ones. I was looking at this. I think it's one of those 5-cent mover ones. Those drive me crazy. I don't like the stocks that are 5-second increments. It's just my preference. I can't stand them. They're just hard to trade for me. I like tighter spreads, so I don't like that. ALDX, nope. EMES, don't like it. EVOK, possibly. Let's see here. 328. This one's a possible, so you want to see it break 328. And if it can break 328, careful around 350s. But if it breaks that, I mean, there's really, I mean, it could run. It is bull flag and bull flag here, bull flag here. It may pull back before it goes up again. I would look, again, $3 support area. So see if it breaks 328. Be careful around 350. Put an alert around 327. If it breaks that, it could go up. And then if not, you could watch it short down to $3. So EVOK. EVOK. Sorry, I'm just putting, just again to show you here, I'm kind of putting ones in order of what I like over here. So you see how I do this? I kind of look at the areas. I got the alerts. If alert triggers, I can see it's getting to a key area, and then I can see my support and resistance areas on these lines here, and that's what I do. AKTX, Don't like it. ZSAN. So basically, again, if you're confused by what I'm doing, I'm just looking for stocks that hold their highs on the day on like a 5-minute chart, and then I'm going to look at the daily chart and see if there's a potential breakout and see where the support and resistance is. Sometimes I just won't put something on a watch list. Sometimes it may run, but I don't want to be overwhelmed as well with too much to watch on a watch list because that could be too much. IMUC, no. PZRX, nope. TUES, too choppy and ugly. Don't like it. SLNO, don't like it. RELY, nope. MYOS, nope. VNCE, nope. ROKA, nope. BW, look at that one, huh? 286. I had that when I was watching it today, but I didn't trade it, but it did go a little choppy, a little sideways. So not going to put that one on my watch list, but it is hovering above that 13 EMA. You want to see it break 350. That thing can break 350. So if you want to set an alert, if you want to swing trade this, if that breaks 342 area, then I would really watch it. SSI. Possibly you want to see this thing break $2. Don't love it, but just so you know, just to give you an example of patterns, inverse head and shoulders pretty much. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. You want to see it break that neckline right there of that 208. If that thing breaks 208, look out. So if you want to set an alert here, I don't know if I would trade this tomorrow. I don't know. It's pretty darn close. I am going to put that. I think I am going to put that one on the watch list because I want to see that thing break 208. Might not happen tomorrow. I'm going to put an alert at 205. I mean, that thing could really fly if that breaks 208. And the market is bullish. This might be looking to do a crossover soon. I mean, if that can goes breaks, that could really move up really nicely. So I will put SSI on the watch list. Let's see. SSI. GV. I wanted to trade this one earlier, but it was one of those 5-cent stock, those movers. And I just knew it was going to do it. And then look, I was watching this and it did go. And I don't like waiting forever for them to move, but it did move. Just those 5-cent movers drive me crazy. And look what it did. Exactly. I had it marked out perfectly. And it went and it broke the 560 area. And look, it went exactly to where I thought it was going to go. But I didn't want to wait all day for this. But that's a perfect one to move. You can see it broke out and then hit the resistance area. So if you're watching my watch list videos, I have these marked out. But look at it. It's just, it might be good for swing trading it, but day trading it, it's kind of tough. AFMD, nope. AXTI. Don't love it. EVEP. No. No, wait. AXTI. No, I don't like it. MCF. Nope. TESO. Now, this is a possible breakout area. Now, look at this. Right around that 490 area. I want to see it break that 493. But ideally, I want to see it break $5. If it can break $5, this could be a really nice breakout. So I'd put an alert for this one right below $5, maybe $4.97. If this can go up and break that $5, this could be a really nice breakout. But it's got to break that area to do it. So, and Yeah, it's broaching it. So this is definitely one to really watch out for. This could be a really nice breakout if it does. Careful around 550. If that breaks $5, it can go up to 550. It breaks 550, that thing can just clear it. So TESO looks really nice. SMRT. Yeah. Potentially, that's another inverse head and shoulders right there. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, break above 150. If that breaks 150, that could fly. Don't know if I like it for tomorrow, but just keep an eye on it. TANH. Man, look at that, huh? That one is got to break $4. If it can break $4, let's see here. I mean, that's bullish. So with this one right here, want to see it break 4. Let me go back to the weekly. Man, that thing could really run. So if that breaks $4, really watch this. This could really fly. I mean, there's really nothing in its way. So I would set an alert. It's right at 399 too. I'd look right there for support around 350, 345. If that thing breaks 4, that thing could move. So I'd put it right at 398. And yeah, I really like TANH. Let me see which one I'm going to remove. Let me see. TANH. Let's see which one I want to remove for right now. SSI. I might remove that one. I'm just trying to remove one from my watch list right now from the one I'm targeting. TEUM, no. FNMAS, no. NXT, possibly. Look at that thing, just still keeps moving up. 235, 248. Still, man, this thing looks like it just wants to go, doesn't it? It's been a slow mover, but look, I mean, this thing keeps going up. It could go up. If it breaks 250, this could run up, and it did after market. It looks like it was heading up that way. Man, that could really... NXTD. I will put it on the watch list. So I'd like to see it ideally. Yeah, it's going to break this 249 area. If it breaks that 247, that could go, and this could really move up. You want to watch it between this 250 and 289 area, but that can potentially, then see if it breaks that could really fly. So NXTD. Let me see which one I'll remove. NETE. Yeah, I'll remove that one. NXTD. Just picking my favorites to put on the watch list. CUR. Nope. VTL. Nope. So that's really the watch list. So again, what I was doing is sometimes I fill this thing up with ones I really like, and then I got to remove some. So again, you can see support and resistance with the alerts. When an alert triggers, that's when I can zoom in. So once if I see an alert missing on one of these, then I know something's going on, and then I'll kind of zone in and go take a look at it. But these alerts are moving. If you've been paying attention to the alerts that I send out every day, you'll get several every day of those alerts triggering and firing off. So you really kind of just want, that's it. It's all the support and resistance, looking at the alerts, and then taking your scalps and not getting too greedy. So hopefully that helped you. Again, make sure that you like and follow our fan page on Facebook, The Bullish Bears. subscribe to our email over here, join our trade room up over here, take our courses. We have our courses again, a couple $1,000 value. Our trade room is at least $100 a month value. Just to give you some figures, we have over 500 members in there. An average trade room is $100 a month. 100 times 500 is 50,000. So $50,000 a month in potential income that Tim, Dan, and I are giving up right now. That's just for the trade room alone. Never mind a couple $1,000s worth of courses. I think we're nuts, but it's a vision that we have, and ideally what we're doing is we're trying to do something different. We're trying not to be a membership-based company like everybody else. We can't promise that we won't do it down the road. Eventually we may become membership-based, but what we're trying to do is be a contribution-based community. So instead of charging you 100 or 150 bucks a month, we allow you, each and every one of our members, to decide if they'd like to donate to our community. So instead of charging 150 a month, you could decide to give us $10 or $25 a month. We leave it in our members' hands. If our members join our movement, if enough people donate, then down the road we won't charge membership fees. Ideally, what we want to do is partner with large companies that will basically pay us to give you guys the experience. We'll pay Tim, Dan, and myself to basically not have to charge you guys membership. So advertising costs, stuff like that, they would pay us. And then ideally we could, again, not pass that charge along to our members, and we can basically train everybody for free. But we need to survive and grow on the monthly contributions of our community members for us to get there. Obviously, giving up potentially $50,000 a month in income is gigantic because we're not making that right now. So again, we're running on faith that our community members will support us. So if you do see value in what we offer, we have contributions monthly for as low as $10 a month, $25 a month. If you'd like to give $50 or $100, we believe we're at least worth that as well. But we try to make it affordable for everybody. So if you'd like to contribute, click this monthly option here, or for a single payment option down below, you can just click this option right down here if you want to do one-time option to donate. So we greatly appreciate it if you'd like to donate to us. It helps us to grow as a community, and again, prevents us from having to ideally not charge membership fees down the road. And last but not least, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're growing like crazy by well over 50 new subscribers per day at this point. It's just blowing up. So make sure you subscribe here, click the notification bell, like our videos, comment on them, share them. Again, we try to be very interactive. So hopefully this video helped you guys, and happy trading. Enjoy.